Good morning. I come to you from my backyard again this morning. Look at the sun shining. I hope you can hear the birds. Everyone seemed to like the birds earlier in the week. I'm going to adjust this a little so we can see each other more clearly. This morning, we're going to be doing Lectio Divina, which is a little bit different than what we've been doing before. On Sundays, we're going to gather around one of the lessons for the week. And this week, I chose to focus on the Psalms because I suspect some of you will be worshiping in your own setting in some way. Maybe not in your buildings, certainly not in your buildings. But thanks to Pastor Malfatti, we have a great list on our Synod website of opportunities for you to have virtual church with others. And there I suspect you will hear the gospel lesson, which is one for us to sit and ponder as well. But this morning, with Lectio Divina, we're going to focus on the psalm for the day. I'm sure it will be familiar to most, and so it's a good one to practice this ancient way of reading scripture. It's a way of listening and noticing as the words shimmer, of being curious of what's going on in the words and around the words and through the words and in between the words. Part of the practice of Lectio is listening to a text over and over and over again. Today you're going to hear me read it 3 times, a total of 3 times. Each time I'll give a bit of an instruction about how to be listening to the text. This 9 at 9 is certainly going to be one that you might want to return to later when you have time to sit and be. A lot of times there's spaciousness between, which I may not give you enough space that you might need. So this first time that I read, and the suspense is over, it's Psalm 23. Like I said, I'm sure you've heard it. And so when I read Psalm 23 right now, I want you to pretend maybe like you've heard it never, like this is the first time, to get curious about the words and what the intention was. Take a few deep breaths. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures, he leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in right paths for his name's sake. Even though I walk through a dark valley, I fear no evil. For you are with me, your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table for me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord my whole life long. If you're moved to, I encourage you to let us know what's shimmering right now after this first reading. Let us know the words that you were caught by today. Which ones made you curious, which ones you'll return to later. Taking another breath, centering yourself even more. I'm going to read this a second time. Now, in the practice of Lectio, some suggest the second time is a time for meditation. To going really deep with 1 or 2 or 3 words and really noticing a phrase that you might carry with you in your pocket all day and take out in those moments that you can notice a need to be closer to God's intention for the world. Notice that as I read this a second time. Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in right paths for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow you all the days of your life. And I shall dwell in the house of the Lord my whole life long. So this second time, I hope you noticed some words that shimmered, that caught in you, that went deep. You don't have to know why. The difference between Lectio and other ways of reading scripture is there's just a certain amount of curiosity that overwhelms and is a guiding path for us. Getting curious, shimmering, noticing. Though sometimes the words in Lectio do give us an opportunity to notice what God is calling us to be about in this time, right now, today, tomorrow, not how you were yesterday or last night, or even how you were earlier this morning when you woke up, but how to be in this world. After this third time of reading, I'll encourage you to notice any words that call you into being today. Not necessarily doing, but being. I will end then after that and encourage you to sit as long as you can. Turn your phone off and sit with this text. It's one you know by heart. I'm sure of it. So I'm going to read it this third time and notice what God is calling you to be. And then I encourage you to sit with that being and to carry it with you. You see, meditation isn't about clearing your mind. It's about opening your mind and leaving room for these thoughts to enter, especially in times when you might be afraid. So I'm going to read the text one more time, and I hope you to listen, pay attention, and find words that shimmer for you. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in right pathways for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table for me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, and my cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord my whole life long. Be well, dear friends.